Hi, everyone. I'm Meghan Wood. I'm Director of Recruitment and Admissions for the University at Buffalo School of Management. I'm joined by Michele Brown, who's Senior Academic Advisor in the College of NCs. So we are excited to talk to you today about our combined BS Engineering MBA program. And while the focus of today's session will really be on our combined BS Engineering MBA, a lot of the details are relevant to our MBA program. So you could also be applying, in your fourth year once you're completing your engineering degree. So your points of contact for the program are Rebecca Mueller, who's our Assistant Director of Recruitment. She works with all of our collaborative MBA degrees. However, she's currently out on leave until March. So in the meantime, if you have any specific questions about the combined program or the full-time MBA program, please reach out to me directly. My email is listed here. And hopefully all of you, and if you haven't, you'll want to make sure that you're touching base with Michele on your interest in the 3-2 program and next steps in terms of making sure you're on track to apply and then moving into the application stage. So I just really want to talk a little bit about the School of Management and a little bit more about our MBA program. School of Management was founded in 1923. So we have over 100 years of being in the business of business. We're an AAC accredited school, which means of more than 16,000 business schools worldwide, only about 6% are accredited by the AACSB International. So that's really the hallmark standard for graduate management education. Additionally, we are the #1 ranked business school in the SUNY system and a top 25 public MBA from Forbes, 30th ranked public MBA by Bloomberg Businessweek, and 38th by US News and World Report. I'm also really excited to share that recently we were ranked the 5th in the nation based on return on investment that our MBA program provides our graduates. So we're proud of that ranking as well. And then, of course, we're also ranked the #1 New York Public University for Research and Development by the Wall Street Journal. As we move into the MBA program, I just wanted to give you some insight into what our incoming class of 2024 looked like. 40% of the class was female, 60% were male. We had 63% of our students were domestic, 37% were international, and we enrolled students from 9 different countries. Our average age was 26, average undergraduate GPA was 3.35, and average post-bachelor's work was 3 years. We do not require work experience and definitely admit students without work experience to our program, but for last fall's class, the average was 3 years of incoming work. But that's another benefit that our BS MBAs provide, is just another point of diversity within our full-time MBA program. So we definitely love having high-performing BS MBAs in our program. As we look at our full-time MBA curriculum in year 1, every MBA student takes the same classes, although we divide a class, let's say our incoming class, we generally target anywhere from 80 to 100 students. We divide that class into 2 cohorts, and then even a little bit smaller for our management communications. So there's generally 3 to 4 cohorts for communications, just due to the interactive nature of that class. It means that none of your classes are any larger than 40 to 50 students. We offer classes in 7-week modules, so you're kind of transitioning into a lot of these classes. The first 7 weeks you can focus, and then you move into a different class in the second 7 weeks. But throughout the first year, all of our students are taking the same MBA core curriculum. So they're taking it based on, the different cohorts. Generally, classes, if you're in cohort A, let's say, would be chunked Monday and Wednesday mornings, and then Tuesday and Thursday afternoons, and then it would be opposite for cohort B. But in the first year, all of our students are taking the same general management core classes. Students can also choose to go STEM MBA or non-STEM MBA, and that really comes into play more in year 2 in regards to their elective choices. So to be a STEM MBA applicant, you'd have to take more STEM MBA electives than just regular MBA electives. So we are STEM eligible. Again, all of our students take core classes, our general management core in year one. Majority of our students complete their credit-bearing internship over the summer, and they work with our Career Resource Center and their dedicated career advisor to help them find that internship. And then in year two, they're really diving more into specialized courses within each of their electives. You'll work closely with your academic advisor to determine which electives you'd like to take, and also with your career advisor based on whatever your career goals are. They may have some input as well into what electives might be the best fit for your career aspirations. We do have some students that choose to have one specialization, other students choose two, and then sometimes students don't care about the specialization. They really just want to take specific electives that might be in a variety of different specialization areas. So there's definitely some flexibility there within year two for those specializations and elective courses. We have 10 different areas to choose from. And I will say oftentimes, consulting and international management, generally students will pair those with another specialization area. But you don't have to. So there's definitely some flexibility within year two for your elective coursework. I really do want to highlight action learning because I think it's something the School of Management across all of our programs does very well. Our UB MBAs are doers. The action learning component of our program really enables students to take advantage of a number of experiential learning opportunities, and they're able to apply the theory they're learning in the classroom in many practical ways, which helps add to their portfolio, adds to experiences they can talk to with potential employers as well. So a lot of our students are involved in CoLab, the Startup and Innovation Collaboratory powered by Blackstone Launchpad. It's a campus-based entrepreneurship and innovation center that empowers students to realize solutions for global and local challenges of our time. It's part startup incubator and part idea sharing center, and it connects students to mentors, events, funding, and experiences that cultivate skills and mindset to build successful companies or innovate competitively in careers within any organization. So as a UB student, you have access to CoLab now, so it might be something that you want to check out. But we definitely have a lot of our MBA students that are participating in CoLab. And I think this picture here below with the check is Matthew Mullins, who is one of our now second year MBA students, but he and a team member won the Panache Tech competition last year. So really excited for him and his venture in pasta. But we have so many students that take part in the variety of resources that CoLab offers. Additionally, many of our graduate students are involved in Projects Clinic. As a paid student assistant in our Projects Clinic, you can amplify your skills by making a real impact. You'll dive into hands-on real-world projects alongside your community partners. These are multiple short-term projects, generally lasting anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks, throughout any given semester, and they offer you a dynamic experience to work with diverse organizations, and we've listed some recent project partners there. And also be paid, you're putting your class skills to practice, and again, building that portfolio to discuss with prospective employers. Additionally, many of our MBA and other graduate students take part in our global programs opportunities. These are faculty-led short-term opportunities that prepare you to lead in today's business world and develop your global and diversity mindset. You'll meet new people, visit businesses and cultural sites to showcase your experience to potential employers. And all of our global and US experiences include a credit-bearing virtual program. So there's like a virtual hybrid class at the beginning with the opportunity to travel at the end to one of these destinations. So we have some global destinations here, and then we also have students that have taken trips within the United States on our Experience of 50 trips. Our students have the opportunity to earn a micro-credential either in business practices in the US or in international and global competency. So this is a great opportunity, again, just to kind of build your global awareness and add a point of differentiation when you're talking to prospective employers as well. Specifically within the MBA program, we have a couple special action learning opportunities. Only full-time MBAs can experience the Corporate Champions program. It begins in your first semester, and it's an extensive and powerful program that provides you with a practical opportunity to immediately apply your knowledge positively impact actual companies and the company ecosystems. Our corporate champions are representatives from organizations across Western New York who partner with our first semester UB MBA student teams to help strengthen students' understanding of the world of business and their connection to it. It offers multiple touch points throughout the first semester, and we also have a pretty cool trophy for our corporate champions teams when they work on a project and win based on their experience. So in addition to dividing our incoming class into 2 cohorts, we also divide our students into teams of 5 or 6, and they work together on that team of 5 or 6 throughout their entire first year, their first MBA core year of the program. And then each team is assigned a corporate champion to work with throughout that first year as well. But great opportunity for networking, and connecting not only with your own corporate champion, but with other corporate champions at a networking breakfast. We also have our MBA Leader Core program, which is a certification and micro-credential. It's an award-winning program that is a selective personal and professional development journey that runs concurrently within your time within our MBA program. First, our students undergo a rigorous assessment to identify competencies that they wish to strengthen and create a customized personal development plan. And then over your second and third semesters, you'll work with our team of faculty, staff, external coaches, and alumni to engage in a learning environment focused on theory, practice, application, personal experiences that will help prepare you for future leadership roles. All of our Leader Core students are assigned a leadership coach to create a learning partnership, which will provide consistent learning experiences where you'll feel supported, challenged, and more equipped to achieve your goals. This is a great opportunity for our students to take part in. We all have different skills and strengths, along with opportunities for growth. So Leader Core really provides an excellent structure to help you develop those competencies. And it's really fun for me to get to speak to some alumni that have been out of the program for years. And they're like, oh, Megan, I actually did a pro and con list and I thought about my Leader Core experiences and I kind of like wrote a leadership log. So they really have developed their skills and continue to use them today in their real world jobs. For career preparation, our Career Resource Center, located on the 3rd floor of the School of Management, likes to say, begin with the end in mind. And before you even set foot in a class, the CRC is engaged and committed to your success. So as a School of Management student, you would actually have access to 2 career centers. Our Career Resource Center that we call the CRC, located within the School of Management, and you also have access to the UB Career Design Center. Our CRC offers lifelong career management skills through workshops and events, tools to develop competencies for winning interviews, access to a vast number and scope of employers. So our students have the opportunity to post their resume and search for jobs through our CRC platform known as BizLink, but also through the university's Career Design Center platform, which is, as we know, Bullseye. Our students have lifelong services, which means as an alum, you can still come back and talk to our career advisors. And our team assists with developing a career strategy and honing tools needed for an effective job search, providing personalized career guidance and access to job postings as well as local and national career fairs. I think this is a huge resource and asset for our students. If you go to management.buffalo.edu now, management.buffalo.edu/career now, you actually can find tons of resources, and that's just as the public. So once you're admitted to the school and have access to BizLink, there's a lot more information that's available. So the CRC provides many career tools, different webinars, programs, personalized career advisors. So each of our graduate programs has a dedicated career advisor. There's a variety of career events locally. Our team right now is gearing up to go to New York City in early January for Network New York. And also great opportunities to post your resume, search for positions, and even do practice interviews. Amazing resource for our students. And also, let's look at some of our career placement. So we will have our class of 2024 career outcomes on the website very soon. But I can tell you for 2023, these were some of our companies that hired our students. The average salary was $87,000 with a high base salary of $150,000, and 88% of our students were employed within 3 months of graduation. For our graduating class of 2024, I can tell you that percentage went up to 89%, and the high base salary went from 150 to 225,000. So our full-time MBA students are getting jobs, many times multiple job offers. And I think it also ties into the fact that we were just ranked 5th for the return on investment that our program provides our graduates. So we're really proud of that. We're going to move in and talk a little bit more about MBA admissions, the timeline and requirements. But at this point, I want to turn it over to Michele to talk more about the BS Engineering MBA combined degree options and sort of what you need to do before you actually submit the MBA side of the application.
Thank you, Megan. So Maddie, Lena, I see you're here and you've already met with me, so you know the drill. We have 7 programs right now in the BS MBA combined programs, and you would, seeing as you'd start your MBA in typically your 4th year, you would want to meet with me sometime during your 3rd year, usually before you begin your fall semester. And we just want to make sure that you're on track to complete, that it would be a really good fit for you, and complete the advisor of planning and approval form, which we'll talk about on the next slide. It is a 3+2 program. So another important thing to remember is once you are accepted into the program, you are considered a graduate student from year 4. So it's really important to meet with me so that we make sure we get all your undergraduate requirements met and that you are going to be able to meet them. The admissions is on the MBA side. I don't know too much about the admissions questions. I do get admissions questions, and I always defer them over to the contact at School of Management, who is now Megan. And that I will say, I don't know too much. I do get asked about questions about what kind of resume I should have, what that should look like, what kind of statements. So I do give advice to the best of my ability, but I always defer to School of Management for that. So if you are interested, if you know people who are interested, by all means, just schedule an appointment with me, say you're interested in the MBA, and we'll go from there. And then we'll show you the advisor planning and approval form. It is super important part of the application process. The reason it is important to meet with me and go over the form is, again, to make sure your undergraduate requirements are going to be met in a timely fashion and that you're going to fit into a cohort. As Megan said, you're moving through your MBA core in a cohort. So it's very important to plan out your requirements because only certain classes are going to fit within the cohorts. So we have to map out your 4th and 5th year. The 5th year, maybe not so important as far as which courses you take because you're working with electives on the MBA side. But as far as your 4th year, your fall and spring, it is very important to stick with that plan so that you are placed in an appropriate cohort. Yeah, and I know you're going to have questions about this, so I'll save that till the end and we can go from there.
Great, thanks, Michele. So I just wanted to post our upcoming MBA admissions deadlines. Our next deadline is January 15th. This is also the priority deadline for scholarship consideration. Now, there's plenty of time between now and January 15th to complete your application, pay the $100 application fee, and upload all of your materials, which we'll talk about in the coming slides. Our final international applicant deadline is March 1st. We also have an April 15th deadline that students can apply. Generally, 3-2 BS MBA students, we encourage those students to apply by May 1st. We're happy to accept your application at any of these other deadlines as well, but really to make sure you're on track with your undergrad engineering courses and your scheduling is going to work appropriately, please try and get your application in and all of your materials by May 1st. We do have a final MBA applicant deadline of June 1st as well. And I'm posting these deadlines because I know most of you are interested in 3-2 BS MBA program, but there could be people watching this recording that might be interested as a senior and looking to apply to the MBA program in the fall. So you can keep these deadlines in mind as well. Additionally, we have an online MBA program that's really designed for working professionals, and the students are working professionals in that program. It's an online, completely asynchronous program, and we offer admission to that program in spring, summer, and fall. But I just wanted to put this on here that our final application deadline for the fall term is August 10th. Again, so hopefully this covers, our specific 3-2 BS MBA applicants, but also for anyone that maybe an engineering student and it might be interested in just the regular full-time MBA program or potentially the online MBA program. Our admissions requirements, we really try to be very straightforward. There's an online application and a $100 application fee. You'll need to upload your transcripts, and as a UB student, you'll also have to upload your academic advisement report. So if you have any transfer credits that came in, you're only required as a UB student to upload your UB transcript and your UB academic advisement report because it will capture those transfer credits if they're counting towards your bachelor's degree. Your resume should be formatted with each position showing the month and year that you started and the month and year that you ended. And then if you're in a current position, you can list month and year start date to present. This is important, and I will say if you go to the Career Resource Center website at management.buffalo.edu/career, we actually have really great resume templates for our MBA and MS students. So you can kind of get a little bit ahead to format your resume to look like the resume that our CRC would like to see, but also they provide those templates because they're benchmarking various software that searches resumes and what employers are looking for. So it's really in your best interest to utilize that template if you can at this point. We also have a personal statement. We ask it be around 700 words. We're not going to do a specific word count, but you should be talking about your short-term and long-term career objectives and how the UB MBA or this BS Engineering MBA program will help you meet those career goals. So a paragraph is too short, 4 pages is too long, but around 700 words is ideal. We also require MBA students to submit a topical essay where they respond to 1 of 3 questions. Those are listed on our website. And 3-2 BS MBA applicants must upload the signed C's advisor approval and planning form that Michele referenced, and you'll meet with her to get that signed off on. And I also want to note that we are test optional. We do not require the GMAT or GRE, but if you've taken it and you've done well, you're absolutely welcome to upload that to your application, but it is not required. A few steps for international students. Obviously, if you're a UB undergrad, you're already eligible for graduate admissions. As a current UB student, you're not required to submit any kind of English language proficiency. And then you could upload your UB financial form and financial documentation after you receive an admissions decision. I want to talk a little bit more about tuition and funding. So our full-time MBA for our in-state residents, so these are students that obviously have had residency in New York State for longer than 12 months. The estimated total program cost is $38,550 for our MBA. As Michele stated, if you're a 3-2 BS MBA and you're admitted to the program, in your 4th year, you start graduate coursework. So then you're also paying graduate tuition in that 4th year as well because you're taking that general management core curriculum for that 1st year. So it's all grad courses in your 4th year if you're an admitted BS MBA student. We do offer merit-based scholarships for anyone that applies by our January 15th deadline. It's highly competitive. We have a lot of competitive applications, but we do offer merit-based scholarships. Students also apply for on-campus employment and on-campus assistantship positions as well. For our non-resident tuition fees, it'll be $63,515. I also want to note that this tuition information was published in July 2024 based on the last time that SUNY issued approved rates. They generally update tuition rates in July, so this will most likely be updated in July 2025 with any changes that they have. Before we get to questions, I just want to leave this slide here, and if you want, definitely take a shot of this QR code because it provides you with a lot of ways to stay engaged with us. We do weekly Q&A drop-in sessions. We have one-on-one advising appointments. We have a variety of admissions events. We have a blog. We have a podcast. We have a lot of different webinars saved in our digital library. We're pretty active on social media. We could do in-person or potentially virtual class visits as well. But we want to make this process easier for you, and we want to stay engaged. So be sure to connect with us. With that, I'm going to go ahead and drop the slides so Michelle or I can answer any questions that you might have. Don't be shy. It's a pretty personalized appointment.
And I know two of you very well already. I have a question, Megan. I have a question.
Yep.
So a question many students ask me are about the merit-based scholarships available. Are there specific deadlines? Is there a specific landing page we should direct them to apply for these?
Yeah, great question. So we do not require a separate application for our merit-based scholarships. The priority deadline for scholarship consideration is January 15th. So if students want to be considered, they should be submitting their application fee and all required materials by January 15th for consideration. Because what's reviewed for scholarship consideration is anything that's submitted for admissions consideration. So we have faculty-based admissions committees that are reviewing for admission, and then also going back to look for potential scholarship recipients. Our merit-based scholarships are available to our domestic and international students. And those are issued, merit-based scholarships are through the School of Management. Now, the UB Graduate School also has a listing of several scholarships that students can apply for, but some of those have very specific criteria. So you'd want to really make sure that you're reviewing that criteria before you're submitting an application. So no separate application process for our merit-based scholarships, but highly encourage students to submit a completed application and materials by January 15th. But I will say it's a very competitive process. I mean, it's great that we have so many awesome applicants applying to the program, and we're very excited about that. So it's a competitive process, but admitted students can also apply for assistantships and on-campus employment. So once a student is admitted and has their UBIT, after their graduate application is processed, they have the opportunity to apply for assistantships and on-campus work through the UB Career Design Center through the Bullseye system. So that's another great way to help fund your degree. And then we also have students that apply for financial aid. I will tell you it's generally less at the graduate level, but we've still seen students receive it. And you can also apply for loans as well.
Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions?
Kiera had a question in the chat. Kiera, unfortunately, no, right now we don't have an approved program for the engineering science online BS.
But Kiera, you could always apply to the regular MBA program after you complete your engineering science degree. Or apply as an online MBA if you get a great job post-degree as well. Maddie, you'd receive your bachelor's degree at the end of the 5 years, I believe, because you're completing both programs at the end of 5 years. So it's possible that you're still completing some of those undergraduate requirements if you're admitted during the first year or second year of your MBA program. So you receive both degrees at the end of those 5 years. I will say our
and we do.
Go ahead.
We do. The reason we're able to make it work is also by overlapping some of your MBA core courses do count as some of your engineering electives. So you have to complete them both together.
I will say our engineering MBAs are generally highly sought after. They do well getting internships and also doing well with post-graduate, post-MBA job placement. So you're in demand in the job market. So if you're considering this program, good for you, because it definitely can set you apart, not only with a starting job and starting salary, but you might have, quicker career trajectory with having this MBA.
Hi, Dylan. Did you have a question?
Not at the moment. I was just joining to listen to some of the information.
Great.
Good to have you. Thanks.
So again, we recorded this session, so we'll, edit it and transcribe it, and we'll have it available in about 1 week. So you're able to kind of review it or, follow up if there's any specific questions. Share it with friends. If you have friends that are like, oh yeah, I want to do that too, feel free to share that video. You'll have it. We'll probably email it to you, I would guess, in about 1 week. Um, if are there any other questions? I'm gonna pop my email into the chat because right now, the quickest way to get a hold of me is really by email. I do weekly quick Q&A drop-in sessions, so you can always register and drop in for that. Our team does do one-on-one advising appointments. Those tend to book up pretty quickly, but we always do a weekly quick question Q&A where I'm online and people can kind of come and go and ask whatever questions they have. You can also email me any specific questions and I can respond pretty quickly to that as well. Okay. Well, I really appreciate you attending. Oh, sure. So the recording will be sent by email probably within a week. I would say about, give me at least 1 week. We still have to send it to rev.com for transcription, but you'll probably see it within your email in a week. Sure. Okay. Well, thank you so much for attending. We appreciate your interest. We love having 3-2 engineering MBAs and even, regular students with an engineering background in our MBA program. I think that's one of the cool things that just our MBA provides. We have so much diversity in the MBA program. So, and it's really a great time. It saves you time and money if you're thinking about pursuing a master's degree. You're still in that school mindset now, so you're really making a great decision to consider applying to this program. Michelle, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, well, you know where to find me if you want to make an appointment or ask me a quick question, and I'll put my email address in the chat box as well, just in case.
Awesome.
And it was great to see you here. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Good luck with the rest of your finals. Have a wonderful break, and I'll look forward to seeing your application soon. Take care, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you.